No rain right now on the FOX54 radar, but that's all going to be changing heading into this afternoon. So enjoy the dry conditions while we've got them, because rain and a few thunderstorms are on their way back into the forecast. Temperatures right now in the low 80s already at this hour. It is quite warm out there. Mid 80s in Fayetteville. We're sitting in the upper 80s here in Huntsville. 86 is the current temperature, 80 in Arab. We've got 81 in Florence and in Russellville. Fort Payne currently sitting at 83, with Scottsboro in the mid 80s. Now for the next 12 hours, temperatures eventually going to rise into the upper 80s for the afternoon. And notice the rain chances are gradually going to increase as well, especially heading into around the dinner time hours. So 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, into 7 o'clock as well. That's when we're expected to see our highest amount of precipitation. And like I mentioned earlier, some of these could be a few thunderstorms. But heading into tonight and early Thursday morning, we'll start a little bit of a drying out process before we see another round of rain and storms for our Thursday afternoon. So for tonight, low 70s is where we're headed all across the area for overnight low temperatures. A little bit of rain could be lingering around still, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but other than that, we're just going to continue to sit under a mostly clear sky. But heading into tomorrow, we are still going to see some sunshine. It's going to be a day kind of like today is going to be. We start out sunny and dry, eventually see those storms start to fire off in the afternoon. That's going to be the case for tomorrow as well. And upper 80s is where high temperatures are headed for the afternoon tomorrow. So we're going to stay dry through at least around lunchtime. And then by about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we're going to start to see our radar pick up on some rain and potentially a few thunderstorms. And they're going to become more numerous in nature heading into about 5, 6, and 7 this evening. And then things start to quieten down just a little bit. I mentioned earlier, some areas could still be dealing with a little bit of lingering rainfall early Thursday morning, but by the Thursday morning commute, we should be dry and clear for then. Now, after tomorrow, temperatures are going to be back in the low 90s, and we're going to stay that way until about, I would say, this time next week. 91 is the forecasted high for Friday. Heading into the weekend, we'll continue to sit in the low 90s. And notice Tuesday, we're going to be getting really close to the mid 90s, right at 94. And then by this time next week, temperatures still going to be sitting in the low 90s. But we've got a lot of moisture in the air. That's what's helping to fuel some of these storms that we're seeing in the afternoons. That's also helping to fuel some of them be on the stronger side. We're not expected to see widespread severe weather by any means, but a little bit of lightning and maybe some very heavy rainfall could be the case for the next couple of days. But I mentioned that because the amount of moisture in the atmosphere is what determines our heat index, our feels like temperatures. It's one of the values that we take into consideration. So with the amount of moisture that we've got and the warm temperatures, expect to be feeling like the lower 100s beginning on Friday and heading into the early part of next week. Now, we're not nearing heat advisory criteria just quite yet. But, I mean, all things can change. It is the weather after all. But as of right now, that's not what it's looking like. Rain chances remain elevated for tomorrow, about a 70% chance of rain. So like today is what we're expected to see tomorrow. About a 60% heading into Friday and the first half of the weekend. By Sunday, though, it's about a 50% chance for showers and thunderstorms. Now, we are going to see the sunshine both days. It's not going to be a complete washout, but there is a high chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms to develop mainly in the afternoons. And then this rain chance is going to start to decrease a little bit heading into Monday, Tuesday, and of course Wednesday of next week. So rain accumulation throughout the next 7 days, it isn't a whole lot, maybe half of an inch to an inch in some locations. We will have the potential for maybe a few areas of localized flash flooding. It's all just dependent on how fast these storms decide to move and if they are going to be experiencing a lot of rain at a short amount of time. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that for today and tomorrow, but widespread flooding isn't expected to be an issue. So your 7-day forecast, will be seeing one more day in the upper 80s tomorrow, and then we're back in the low 90s Friday and heading into the weekend. Rain chances and thunderstorms stay in the forecast for the weekend as well. It wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans by any means, but the rain chances are about a 60 to 50% chance for this weekend. And then looking ahead into early next week, low 90s remain in the forecast, and rain chances also remain in the forecast, but it's looking like they'll be really isolated to maybe even scattered on Monday and Wednesday of next week. Temperature is going to be staying in the low 90s for about this time next week. Otherwise, we'll just continue to see a few peaks of sunshine out there and really warm temperatures.